contains about 300, I think exactly 273 discourses from the life of a very interesting being known as Bhagwan Swaminarayan, who lived around the turn of the 19th century. He founded a certain lineage called the Swaminarayan tradition, and it is a branch of Hinduism, you could say. Although I'm not a part of it, I feel like these verses, because they're so rarely read to an English-speaking audience, I think we can learn from a very rich culture and experience some universal truths that embrace all walks of life. So I'll do my best to interpret it for our Western audience. Today we're reading Gadhadā 169, the funny number. This passage is called the Dharma of, not sure how to translate this, the Dharma of a depressed person, I think you could say, and a sadhu, which is a monk. Dharma means, now this is an even harder word to translate. It means like righteous duty. It means like a living teaching, unique to everyone. On Chaitra Sudhi the 12th, Samvat 1876, which in our calendar is the 26th of March, 1820, Swami Shri Sahajanandji Maharaj, one of the names for Bhagwan Swaminarayan, was sitting on a large decorated cot on the veranda outside the west-facing rooms in front of the mandir of Shri Vasudev Narayan in Dada Ghachor's Darbar in Gadhadā. They like to set the setting. They like to describe exactly where this teaching took place and what he was wearing. In fact, he was dressed entirely in white clothes. Know this? And at that time, an assembly of munis, of scholars, as well as devotees from various places had gathered before him. Following the evening arti, which is a ritual you might have seen people do, where they take an oil lamp or a ghee lamp and they light it on fire and they bathe various divine statues or images in the light and warmth of the light of that fire. It's very symbolic. Following the evening arti of Shri Vasudev Narayan and the chanting of the Narayan Dhunya, Shriji Maharaj, yet another epithet for Bhagwan Swaminarayan, asked the munis, the scholars, what exactly is Dharma? Please base your reply on the scriptures. The question arises because even the royalty of the past, who indulged in violence, did not harm those who took their refuge, nor did they allow others to harm them. So, is the sin committed by causing harm to others considered the same as the sin of causing harm to a person who has sought one's refuge? This is a big concept, especially in the last few thousand years, that various nations, they engaged in war for whatever ridiculous reason or not, but what was important in a leader was that they had a kind of mercy to them. That no matter who your enemy was, if they surrendered to you, if they took refuge at your feet, how could you cause them harm? This was the sign of a great leader. The munis, the scholars, attempted to reply according to their own understanding, but due to queries raised by Shriji Maharaj, no one was able to offer a satisfactory answer. And hello, Priscilla. Salut, Larian. All of the munis then said, Maharaj, we would like to put the same question to you, because violence performed on animals as part of a yagna, which is a kind of sacrifice that they did in previous ages, or some other ritual is sometimes considered to be righteous. But non-violence is especially considered to be righteous dharma. Please clarify this. Thereupon, Shriji Maharaj explained, dharma, kind of righteousness, involving violence for the attainment of dharma, arth and kam. I'm not actually sure what these words mean, so forgive me. Maybe my assistant knows. Oh, my assistant, what are these Sanskrit words or Indic words? A-R-T-H, artha, and K-A-A-M, kam. Is this kama, lust or desire? And what is artha?
In Sanskrit, artha, earth, refers to wealth, purpose, or meaning, and kama, kam, signifies desire, passion, or pleasure. Kama isn't limited to lust, but encompasses all kinds of desires and enjoyments. How do you perceive the balance of artha and kama in your life journey?
Good question. Maybe you all can think about that, but I'll keep reading. Moreover, that dharma which permits violence is, in fact, for the purpose of limiting violence. This is interesting. Non-violence, on the other hand, is for the attainment of liberation, which is the dharma of a sadhu, of a monk. Dharma involving violence is for fulfilling worldly desires, but it is not for the attainment of liberation. Non-violence, however, is solely for the purpose of attaining liberation. Therefore, for both householders and renunciants, only non-violence has been cited for the attainment of liberation. For example, King Uparicharvasu ruled over a kingdom and still followed a non-violent lifestyle. Therefore, a sadhu, a monk, should not bear malice to anyone by thought, word, or deed. Neither should they harbor any form of arrogance, but instead they should behave as a servant of servants within all. In comparison, having a hostile personality is the dharma of a wicked person, and behaving in a calm manner is the dharma of a sadhu, of a monk. Someone may then ask, how is it possible to maintain the virtues of a sadhu while trying to make thousands of people conform to their niyams, their I'm not sure how to grammatically put this, but yam means conduct, niyam means what not to conduct yourself with. So how do we get thousands of people to not conduct themselves in a certain manner? Well, the reply to that question is that King Yudhishthir reigned over a kingdom stretching for thousands of miles, yet he managed to maintain the virtues of a sadhu, of a monk. Conversely, there may be thousands like Bhimsen who intimidate others and are unable to change their ways despite being reprimanded. In fact, there is no shortage of people with such an arrogant nature. There are countless such people. To be a sadhu, to be a spiritually minded person like a monk, though, is indeed very difficult. Okay, I think there may have been some language barriers, but the point got across that people use violence to attain worldly things, to get power in this material existence. But for spiritual liberation, non-violence, the Sanskrit word is ahimsa, is of utmost priority. And that is the ultimate goal. Thank you for listening.